Hello, my people. We are live again. Oh, happy Saturday to everyone. Happy Saturday to you, my family lovers, my friends. We are live to give you the new Biz Bars Bowls. Since Edo APC don't change out to Biz Bars Bowls. So we day here now to give you the Ogbonge news. Thank you for coming by. So if you are here, share this program. Share this program. Our comrade is here. So we're going to do this show together again and give you the best. You know, say now here, now they get truth. There's no other place, so now here, now the truth. So share this program, get the truth and nothing but the truth. So let's welcome Mr. Ogbe to this day.
Thank you very much. And let me thank our viewers for creating the opportunity to hear what we are saying and for believing in the truth and ensuring that at the end of the day, we will have Aswin Gudalo return back to Sadebe Avenue.
Let's see. Okay. So since we left off, thank you, my people. I must leave you a message. Nelson Akadi Obokian, please share the program. Share the program. And for my returning subscribers, I say thank you. If you haven't subscribed, Nelson, your name is new. Press that subscribe button, please, and share the program. No making us go far and wide. We are not afraid to say the truth. We will not be intimidated. Sir, over the week, so many new things come up. Sometimes we cannot even catch. They just run past us, but we catch what we can and then we talk about it because we have already signed up with. We will not be silenced. Now, muted boy, a noisy background.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Sorry.
We will not be silenced. So, as we all know, you know, I know, my viewers, most of them know too, that this week has been a transition week for the Edo State government to hand over power, you know, like orientation time, to hand over power to the opposition party, and it has not been smooth. It has not been a smooth ride. It's been very, very rocky. So I want to quickly play this video so you just, when you're talking about them, you jam them together. What do you want me to do? You want to talk first or you want me to quickly play? Because I saw Philip in an unruly manner and we need to treat this topic very, very deeply. Philip Shaibu.
Thank you, viewers.
Okay.
Let me quickly correct. We were looking for words the other day, and we made because when you are on air, everyone should be careful about what he says. We were talking about Olumide Akpata. Olumide Akpata actually was he contested to be the president of Nigerian Bar Association, not NJC, like I mentioned. My sincere apology.
I haven't had time to watch that video again.
Yeah, so my sincere apology. And actually, Olumide Akpata he was a one-time Nigerian president of Nigerian Bar Association.
He was by, I think, election or so.
And also the
region.
Yeah, the father of modern computer that I was trying to remember the other time, his name is Alan Turing. If you just go on Google and say father of modern computer, you'll see his name is Alan Turing. So who was Alan? ALLAN TOURING, Alan Turing. Yeah. So yes, like you said, a lot of things has propped up
over the week. Yes. So within 1 week, we just met last week, and we don't have time every day. We work, so
exactly.
Social media, but not the important in all. We'll catch it and then we'll deliberate on it.
You see, when I look at the.
Can I play this video before you?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Let me quickly play this video. Where is it?
Gentlemen of the press, I address you today concerning issues that threaten the integrity of their states. With the transition to a new administration barely a month away, we must share light on these critical issues. 1. Alleged last-minute loan. I received disturbing reports of banks and financial institutions granting last-minute loan to Governor Godwin Obaseki. This is alarming and not in good faith. And on that backdrop, I am issuing a strong warning to banks and financial institutions. Do not grant any loan or issue financial instrument to Governor Godwin Obaseki, any officials of state government in whatever capacity or office. Also, information at my disposal shows that there are last-minute plans to siphon state funds using NGOs as a decoy under the guise of supporting such organization projects and activities. The action undermines our state financial stability and potential mortgage of the future of Edo State. I disassociate myself and my office from any such dealings. 2. Clandestine appointments. I have received reports of indiscriminate and clandestine appointment into civil service and public service with outrageous grade levels. I condemn this action and disassociate myself and my office from any involvement. These appointments are not only undermining the civil service integrity, but also perpetuate culture of cronyisms. 3. Backdated consultants' appointments. I have it on good record that fresh consultants' appointments are being issued and backdated, potentially to justify outrageous expenditures. This is me issuing a stern warning that any such appointment will be revisited and those responsible will face the consequence. 4. Looting of government properties. Alarmingly, government properties as we speak are being looted from various ministries. I decree these brazen thefts. Offenders will face grave consequence. I am by this, as the Deputy Governor of Edo State, on behalf of Edo State government, offering a 1 million naira prize money for any information that leads to recovering of any looted government assets. 5. The face of the massive fraud at Edo State Ministry of Road and Bridges. As the Deputy Governor of Edo State, I am inviting the EFCC and ICPC to look into massive contract fraud that has taken place under the supervision of Engineer Ferguson Enabolele and the entire government. Investigation is equally ongoing to unravel the alleged involvement of some engineers in the ministry who accepted to assist the permanent secretary to keep such funds with their registered company accounts with banks and later convert to US dollars. Lastly, seizures of government payment platform. Reports indicate that consultant Greenfield have seized control of government payment platform. This raises serious concern about transparency, accountability. I draw the world's attention to these issues and warn those involved. Attempt to cover up shady deals will not be tolerated. Furthermore, I invite again the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, Department of State Security Service, DSS, and the Office of the National Security Advisor to investigate these matters. Consequently, conclusively, we are transitioned to a new administration. I reiterate my commitment to upholding the law and protect Edo State's interests until the last day in office as the Deputy Governor of Edo State. Long live Edo State.
So, sir, you've seen the video and you heard all what Philip said. If you will excuse me to just say, can I say shut up? I can't. Okay, he won't let me. So, okay, ita. Oh God, oh, that one really they pin my mouth. But okay, let's be serious. On what ground is Philip Shaibu speaking? As the deputy governor, or he's speaking through personal vendetta, making a mountain out of a mole? This is the government that he was part of for 7+ years. And now he comes out to condemn this government in his strongest terms. But the floor is yours.
Thank you. It is so unfortunate and that someone who called himself a deputy governor will condescend that low to make such an obnoxious statement. So
Go
Okay.
on, sir. Go on, sir. I was just
Yeah.
saying
It's like the other person that just joined us. This
Mr.
didn't
Emma
mind.
Agbedio.
Okay, yeah, I
I
can
have
mute
to
him.
hold on, sir. Hold your
Hey.
thoughts. Mr. Emma Agbedio, unmute yourself and say hi. I have to mute you.
My apologies. I forgot to mute myself. My apologies for that.
I know you said you are in the soccer team.
Once in a while, I come here to practice around. Yeah.
Anyways, so please just keep in mute until we call you to the floor. Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah. So his statements are obnoxious, and I will also categorize it to be some sort of sarcasm. This is a man who was part of this administration. If I ask any of our viewers today across board and say, who is the deputy governor of Ondo State? If not for the demise of the governor of Ondo State, and we now have Ayedatiwa. Nobody knew Ayedatiwa prior to that time, before the demise of Arakunri. If I ask you, who is the deputy governor of Rivers State? As Rivers is in the news every day, who is the deputy governor of Rivers State? Nobody knows him. So Obaseki, in his magnanimity, gave him that opportunity to function in the position of the governor. Look at Nigeria today. The president traveled out of the country. He did not transmit power to his deputy, to his vice president. This is the same thing that almost every governor across board, that's what they do. But in the case of Obaseki, this is a man who had vision. And in his magnanimity, Philip Shaibu,
a real Democrat.
Yeah, a real Democrat. So look at, this is what when he was talking, I quickly took some notes. This is a man who contested in the primaries and wanted to be the governor of Edo State by hook, sink, or crook means. But eventually, it never materialized. When we play soccer, in those days, we chant some songs when we are going to play. Sik pata pata, we go die today. So what he's doing is, if I cannot be the governor, let me create a big mess. That again takes us back to, are we true nationalists? Do we truly love our state? Do we truly love our country? It's not just about being a deputy governor. Do you really have the capacity to be a deputy governor? Do you really have the capacity to occupy that position as a deputy governor? We saw our former deputy governor, Odubu. We saw how Oshomole pushed him out of the way. But today, that man is still loyal. So we don't see, I mentioned in one of your programs that political parties are supposed to be a leadership recruitment body. Political parties are supposed to recruit leaders, visionary leaders, of course, for our country. But with all that, Philip Shaibu, he even talked about national security advisor. Is Nigeria being threatened? Does he understand the function of the national security advisor? No, I don't think he knows that. So you are talking about, you are writing petition to national security advisor, EFCC, this, that, because of the fact that APC has been able to capture the Nigerian state.
Yeah, the Nigerian state, Tinubu, T-Pay.
Yes. So if APC have not captured the Nigerian state, one person who, to me, I don't regard him as that. He said, whoever don't regard him as a deputy governor is going to file some lawsuit anyway. So I don't see him as a deputy governor. As far as, according to law, there is an appeal. So there's an appeal. Just look at the thinking, the horizon of APC. If you reverse the table, what APC is trying to propagate is that Monday Okpebolo has been declared to be the winner of the election.
Mm-hmm.
So in now, Aswan Gudalo filed an appeal.
A petition.
So a petition to appeal the case.
Mm.
So in APC's own sense, when you file that appeal, the appeal should not hold.
Okay.
Because Shaibu, you went to court, you won, and there's an appeal against it. You are coming to tell Nigerians, oh, it's a declarative judgment. Even when it's a declarative judgment, you still need the
apex court, whatever they want to do.
No, not the apex court in this case. If you win in the court, you have to go to the bailiff, which is another side of the court.
Okay.
You take your CPC and say, oh, this is my judgment. So you go to the section of the bailiff, you apply for enforcement of judgment. He didn't follow any of this procedure.
He's just coming to put himself
and now he's okay. This is an exercise in futility. In the sense that who is listening to him? He's the only one that is going to listen to him.
Where is he making that statement from? Is it from the government house or from his living room?
I get maybe from, I think it's. I said something to this TVC station. Unfortunately, you don't have a television station that truly loves the country, operate the way TVC they operate. TVC is more or less like an enemy of Nigeria.
That one is Tinubu
station. Yes, irrespective of that. Yeah, journalism is journalism. You don't practice what is called yellow journalism. So they practice yellow journalism. They use propaganda. Apart from TVC, do you think that these are Edo where Tano Digbikin or Tane Kende? Yeah, exactly. Yes. So who is going to
any results?
Exactly. So who is going to listen to him? Do you want to send this and that? Who is in his probably he's in his living room or in his kitchen or somewhere in his house. That's not where you make pronouncement from. So prior to this, that is why I say our political parties, all of them, they failed in that exercise of leadership recruitment. Because when we begin to produce the likes of Shaibu and we call them leaders of political parties, it is a shame on that process that brought an individual like that to power.
Okay.
I will yield the floor to my
Thank you, my returning subscribers. Thank you, everyone. You can hear from our comrade Ogbe. Please, my brother is here, Clarence. You are late. Even Irene came here first before you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Henry, Clarence, our brother, special mama. Welcome, Sonny Idemudia. Welcome, my Irene finest. Welcome, Baba Anthony Ajibola. Welcome, everybody. For my returning subscribers, I say thank you. For the ones that haven't subscribed yet, give me a sub. I pay. Just hit that button. And I don't see many likes. You many here. Please, can you press the like button so that YouTube can see it? We don't ask for money, but make this video to go viral. YouTube can see the likes. Mr. Agbedion, I want to come to you. You see what is going on in Edo State right now. Unmute yourself, sir. Are you okay to talk?
Go ahead, madam. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm back. I'm back. Glad to be back.
You see what's going on now. I just want you to add one or two to what Philip has become in Edo State.
I mean, it's rather unfortunate that away a contain where we and condition I make crayfish bend for those who don't understand, for the benefit of those who does not understand my dialect. I try to translate that. And I think that for Philip Shaibu, Philip Shaibu is acting as a baby who has an adult, yes, an adult uniform on. So it's crying wolf here, crying wolf here. I'm not sure on whose authority he's speaking. And it baffles me some of the language terminology that he's using to say, I authorize, I want. I mean, on whose authority are you authorizing? On whose authority are you warning? So, and I think from what I hear, everything I hear from him to me is cacophony. It's just empty. It's just empty vessel, and I and I think also that Philip is playing to the same ideology that we have come to know APs for, which is propaganda, which is the more you make this kind of noise, those fallacies that are not true, the more you say it, and then the more people begin to believe it. Just like our man to our south side, Trump. So, anyways, so I don't really have a word for Shaibu, just to say that he's a man that is crying wolf, and he's a man that has no leg anymore. And I think that he should be mindful, because he should be looking into himself, because what I'm gathering now is that the APC has even put him in a cooler. They have fall his hand, so to speak. I mean, in Nigeria, where they fall my hand. So no, it's not to be trusted. This is a man that come to the pinnacle of power through the benevolence of Oshomole, and then he passed it on to Obaseki, and then you were with Oshomole for how many years? You were with Obaseki for how many years? And now, because you don't have the meat on your table anymore, you now have the bone. You don't even have the bone anymore. Then you are not crying wolf, right? And so again, I think he should be looking deep into himself, because all of those, how did he acquire his money? How did he acquire all of those gas stations that he has? How did he acquire? Where did he get the money that he bought those buses that he gave as a gift to APC to campaign, to woo them over, to say, look at me, I'm here, I'm a good man. Where did all those money come from? So there's a lot. If we have to dissect and extrapolate Philip's history and trajectory, there's a lot there to be said. But one thing is that the train has left him behind. So I feel bad for people who are still giving their ears and attention to someone like Philip Shaibu. To be speaking on whose authority should be something that people should be asking him. You are no longer the deputy governor. Case in point, you say you know the governor was away, and then you dress up as a deputy, and you start inspecting a project. Whose project is this? This is the same project of the governor that you condemn, and then you are inspecting his project when the man is not here. So when the man came back, and the man called the service chief to say, let's sit down and talk about the state or the security of the state, you were nowhere to be found. And you say you are deputy and you are not there. the real deputy governor was there. All the service security apparatus in Edo State were there. So where were you? So I think these are critical questions that people should be asking. So my sister, that is all I can say for Philip. So I mean, he should watch his back, and I think the APC is pulling him on the cooler already, because if they are not putting him on the cooler, he should have been one of those 24 Agbada and Okagos that they appointed as a transition committee member. And the fact that it's not there speaks volume. So I'll leave it like that.
It's not even on site. Oh, Uwese Kakabo, thank you, my people. I especially love this name, so I want to give it kudos. Vietnam, you buying. Agusatile, Lahina, Obono Hamu Bokuta, Philippi Hina.
Let me add to what my brother. Let me
Hello,
add to
Prof.
let me add to what my brother have just said.
Quickly, sir, so that we can move on. Yes, sir.
Okay. You remember the O.J. Simpson case? You remember Officer McForman?
Mm-hmm.
When yes, in the States.
Yeah.
So when that Cochran, that famous lawyer, he said, if you
Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, Johnny Cochran. So they said, put your hands in this glove. They told OJ, put your hands in this glove. And by the time OJ was trying to squeeze his hand into it, he told the judges, he said, if it doesn't fit,
you must acquit.
Acquit. So this is about credibility. That's what I'm trying to explain here. It's about credibility. Philip Shaibu is not credible. So let's not waste too much time in talk, because this is the man that Emperor Jared Tenebe. I mean, you see it on I'm not the one that is saying it. You see, Jared Tenebe accused Philip Shaibu of stealing Turaya phone. But what do I go here? On with Turaya phone here. So that's a man that was made. It's time we begin to interrogate the process. Who are these people that we call deputy governor? Who are the people we call governors? Who are the people we call party chairman? Who are these people? Are they credible? That's all I have to add to that.
Okay. So my last word on that, my people, you will agree. Please type it for me. Do you agree with me that moving on, like going forward, the governor whatever should not delegate so much power to the deputy anymore going forward? Because in the Philippines, we are not telling anyone to cover up for Obaseki, to cover any tracks. Obaseki has all his record, no young winner. Of course, having winner ni yami matawa where he go where he from the taxes, from the revenue that we collect, and from the ones that come to us, allocation. So, but he used it judiciously, and he can show you what he did. But Philip Irenia, he wants to now condemn Obaseki as if he were on my way. I went to governorship, he saw Oboba, or I think he would have been a happy man telling the whole world that Obaseki is a hero. Obaseki is this and that. So moving forward, my dear, I don't want to flog this topic too long. Do you believe with me? Do you agree with me that all governors should not delegate power to deputy?
If I may, Ma, I think it's subjective because there are still few good men out there, and it depends on the relationship that the executive, whether it's the president or the vice president or the governor or the deputy governor. Case in point, in the case of Yaradua and the Goodluck. So Goodluck did not in any way try to overtake Yaradua. I mean, in the same case here in the United States, when Biden was going for a life surgery, he did delegate the power of authority of the executive president, the commander-in-chief, to Kamala Harris. And I think Bush did the same thing during Bush and Cheney time. So, I mean, there are cases and instances when a situation like that will call for aid. And you have to, because when a moment in time calls for a situation like this, you have to. So, but I dare say that what Obaseki did was beyond just going away on vacation and delegating the executive power to Shaibu. I think there are other things that happen, which is giving him a free hand to operate the way that no governor has ever done to a deputy governor in the history of Nigeria. And I think that's where the issue was. So the trust was overwhelming. But now we know that people like that can betray your trust. And I think Governor Obaseki, in his magnanimity, should have looked back and look at Philip Shaibu's trajectory and record and say, perhaps this thing will come and bite him. So I dare say, my dear sister, I dare say, my dear sister, that I think there are cases and instances where this can still be done, but not so much to just leave all the loops so open without some safeguard. That's what I would say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, my people.
Yeah, this is what I have to say. See, democracy is a democracy, be it a presidential democracy or a parliamentary democracy. We cannot, because of an individual, one unscrupulous individual, and begin to operate as if we are not in a democracy. In advanced democracies, deputies and vice presidents, these are the people who help to coordinate the House. When you look at, for example, the vice president of Nigeria is supposed to help coordinate, because we have a bicameral system, to coordinate the Senate and the Federal House of Rep members. So in the case of a governor, the deputy governor is supposed to help coordinate all the state House of Assemblies, the legislature. They help coordinate. So the governor cannot just be everywhere. So he's the one that gives a feeler to the governor and say, this is what is going on in the legislative chamber. Because of the fact that Philip has usurped the powers of a deputy governor, I don't suggest that it should be, that office should be abrogated or trust should not. It's just that we Nigerians, we have our own problems. We have our own problems. If you remember the case of Ondo State, before Ayedatiwa came in, they said the governor of Ondo, not they said, if you look at all the plethora of news medias in Nigeria, at the time he was ruling Ondo State, shortly before he passed on, he was running Ondo State from Ibadan and many other things. So I think we have to have visionary leaders. The reason why there are so many reasons why personally I'm interested in Aswin Ighodalo. Though I have not met him, I've heard him speak on so many occasions. So we need leaders, leaders who are visionary, leaders who understands what it means to be a leader in a democracy. What it means to be a leader in a democracy. What I just see now is that these are people who are in our democracy today. A whole lot of people are hungry. They need to pay their bills. The best way to do it is pick a form, get a godfather, buy results or whatever, the way they concoct results, and he becomes something. His godfather is giving money. This is not a democracy. We have to think. So that office should stay. And I will make a recommendation here. I am of the opinion that anyone that wins election, from local government chairman to the governor to the president, there's this National Institute of Strategic Studies in Kuru, Jos. So these are, within a 3-month period or even 1 month, they should be sent to all these National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies. So they should be all these are whoever, if you are the chief of army staff or whoever, these people should go to understand how to govern. Because when you have someone who is a governor of a state, and by the time we're asking for a primary C certificate, then you put a whole building on fire, these are people who are not qualified to lead. So we should begin to bring leaders, people who love their own country and their people. You cannot be a leader when you don't have empathy for the people that you are leading. That's the reason. So if he's not Philip is not an epitome of a leader. I'm sorry.
No.
I leave it at that.
Gangster Agberoism. Thank you. You use the floor. Erin Finest, I do agree with you. Mr. Anthony, I agree with you. Something Erin said, we should not use America as a case study at all. we should not use America as a case study all the time when it comes to Nigerian politics, because we are not close to getting there at all. So that's Irene's thoughts about what we are just saying. Special Mama said they should, but not as much as Governor Obaseki did. So you do agree that yes, the law should still hold, but they shouldn't go too far. Well, I agree with you. I got Satile said, Philip Shaibu will never know peace. Oh God. So I do agree with Irene. I agree with Anthony. I was just talking from personal point of view without looking at the whole picture democratically. Yes, when the governor goes or when the state head of state goes away, you should delegate power. But in Nigeria, it's very rare. What Obaseki did, I think, he might be very, very rare. So moving on, I think you guys got the message clear. Thank you guys for coming. My returning subscribers, I thank you. I want us to talk about this quickly, because what is going on right now is Monday, Monday is very, I don't know, he's not abreast of information. He's not able to grasp what is on his table right now. What it entails. He's in government house now. Instead of him to level his head down with his transition team to know what is going on for this orientation, and they can't learn anything like this. So Edo is heading for, let me not use bad word, but Edo is heading for something we don't know. So go on, NASA. Before let me play this video.
Lovely, wonderful people. Again, Ighodalo produces a very demeaning evidence against APC, accusing INEC of fraudulent activities during the election that has just been concluded. They said INEC reports 2.6 million registered.
So my bad. That's about INEC. The video I wanted to talk about, download there. So the video is, let's just talk about it quickly. Monday is acting as bringing this party, the electioneering thing, campaign talk, electioneering talk into transition talk. Monday does not understand what is ahead of him or what has been handed over to him. So instead of him to level his head to listen and learn with his transition team, they are creating problems, just like Philip is doing right now. So what do you think that is going to happen now that Monday is not able to get anything, but he wants to fight? Because on the other but I don't think he's going to gain anything from there. The floor is yours, Mr. Ube. But we want to be fast on this.
Okay, thank you. Campaign is over for Okpebholo. It's time to govern.
Mm-hmm.
Government, he has to form government. That's how the constitution stipulates it. We know APC. I'm not sympathetic towards APC because we know their antecedent. So you will not be surprised to hear that they are going to come and tell us, we should all be ready. They are going to tell us lies for the period they are going to be in government for. No two ways about it. That's the only way. That's the only way they can sustain their style of governance. Therefore, it's about propaganda. It's about lies. Oh, they brought some IRF machines. They brought some Beavers machines from that. I mean, that's the property of the of INEC and not for any governor or for any individual. Go and stone any car that passes by. These are all that we are going to hear. Shaibu has started he has started the cliche now. They are borrowing money, this and that, this and that. Mm-hmm. That is an example of what we are going to be hearing. Oh, Obaseki did that. Obaseki did that. And all these things are lies.
Mm-hmm.
All to discredit him. We saw Oshomole. APC cannot. Yeah, APC cannot surprise me. We saw how they destroyed Anine. We saw how they destroyed our own Ugbemudia. We saw how they
destroyed Lucky.
not just his father.
Lucky didn't really perform.
They called these people the godfathers of Edo State. That was Oshomole and all that. So what they are going to do now is that they cannot govern. This is a computer era. Modukmewolo says he has a computer company and all that. So he has to understand. I mean,
he has a computer store. Sorry, sir, it's a store. A store.
Okay.
What does he know inside computer?
So we're talking about what exactly. So this is not someone who is technology savvy from the way I look at him, and it's just going to be propaganda. All of us, don't be surprised, except for those of us who understand what it takes to be a leader, that will keep supporting Aswan Ighodalo and say, "Oh, what Obaseki did." That's a visionary leader. So we are going to see here Tenebe, all these APC people. What's the name of your Kasim Afegboa? We are going to keep hearing all these people. Jared Tenebe, Obaseki borrowed 50 billion or 1 trillion. He embezzled 1 trillion. That's all we are going to be hearing. So, but beneath that, their propaganda, they will be stealing, because they cannot operate in this environment, in this technologically savvy. This technologically savvy environment, they cannot operate in it. So they are expecting files. Oh, this file, okay. This was written there, and that's what they are expecting. Yeah. So when I can assure you. I hate to use those words because a lot of people that use that in our political space, they are not honest. I can assure you here today that by the time APC takes over, they are not going to be using that small machine, their POS machine that you pay the boss man pays his money, goes to the state government. Yes, so they are going to revert back to the olden days of ticket, where you print, one is for the government and one is for the person who the contract was given to. So they sell 2 for government, they sell 10 for themselves. So that's they are going to definitely revert to that. Because if they don't revert to that, it will be difficult. So yeah. So I give the floor to my brother.
He's not here yet.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So you see, that's
my second question, because see, it's going to be all propaganda all the way.
Yes, exactly.
Totally the meaning of governance and what it entails. They just started this fight, and so the Nigeria ways why they steal billions before they go away for these 6 months. They want to make sure that they cover up. So
exactly.
Look at in this interim, what is going to happen?
Okay, look at APC. Why we shouldn't be surprised? I was surprised that NLC received about 13 CNG buses from Tinubu. The total CNG buses that was brought to Nigeria, that the whole federal government, I don't know, ask your brothers or our brothers and sisters back home if they have seen any of these CNG buses working in Nigeria. You say subsidy is gone, I'm going to provide CNG buses. NLC, how many people are working in Nigeria? You provided 18. They don't even have facilities. Exactly, I know that.
Because in a converted, they were not made from factory like that.
Exactly.
A week in Nigeria, it just exploded. It exploded.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to bring out from that CNG gases is that APC will never be honest with you. I'm sorry if there are APC viewers that are here. I'm being honest, and there's nothing an APC stalwart is going to tell me. I've seen some very, very few of them that are honest. So it's about propaganda.
Okay.
So we are not going to. They will rule Edo State with propaganda. In terms of facts, no. They will revert back to the olden days. They write this ticket. That's APC. So all that is playing in Edo today, all that is happening in Edo today is about 2027. It's not about the Edo people, whether we are able to, our brothers and sisters are paid, development. No, it's not about the development in our state. It's about 2027.
Oh.
Yes, all this is just about 2027 because the states are drying up. Rivers is is up for grab. Could tilt either way. Edo is also up for grab. So where are they going to concoct numbers from when it comes to 2027? That's the problem.
That's the problem. There's something Clarence said here. Always be clear on it, ma'am. Edo is a moribund state. So long as Monday is in the driver's seat, he's completely bereft of what government entails. So we're talking about who, but Mama no who. So Clarence, you have to help us. Okay, Mr. Agbedion, we were just speaking on the results, what this is going to come to, and then we did talk about the topic. I want to show you a video that I did this week. To digress a little, let me crave your indulgence, guys. Let's digress a little to the national. Our chief of army staff, chief of army, chief of defense, here where he's incapacitated in the Western world, we don't know which place. That one brings us to all these our leaders being ill. They use our taxpayers' money, yet we don't know the ailments. We don't even know where they went to. We don't know how much of our taxpayers' monies are flying into all these ailments. Is it right for them to use our money to treat themselves? Is it right? Is it right for them not to disclose what is going on with them? Mr. Agbedion, quickly on that, sir.
We'll see. We don't know. Whatever the Yene is, I wish him well. And I wish him a quick recovery.
I also wish him
yes. That being said, transparency is lacking in the Nigeria states, from the top to the bottom. A man that is the chief of defense, that is the person.
I think chief of
army staff. My bad. And that is the person. Yes, and that is the person that the president look up to in terms of when there is a foreign invasion or a foreign threat, to be able to protect us and to be able to advise the president accordingly. And so when such a person is in a state that this man is, there ought to be a transparency. There ought to be where it's going, what is happening, and particularly with respect to accountability when it comes to money, because this is our taxpayer money we are talking about. Again, I want to make reference to our neighbor to the south. Was it sometime last year? The chief of defense went on a medical vacation, and without notifying the president and the Senate. There was a whole kerfuffle about that, and the president came out and said, what my chief of defense has done is very bad, and he reprimanded him. And you see a whole number of senators and reps coming out to say it should not be, and that this man is accountable to us. He should be telling us when he's going on this, and he should be telling us what is happening to him. We need to know if he's incapacitated. We need to know if his cognitive ability is still in order to be able to advise the president when a foreign invasion is threatening us. So I think that should be the same case. I think it should be the same with Nigeria. So I dare say that because this is this is money that is coming from the federal government treasury, and when anyone within the government is taking a leave like this, such as this, whether it's medical as it relates to money that is coming from our treasury, there should be a transparency, and we should know about it, and it should be well documented as well. And I think so too, that our journalism is doing a very lousy job. And I think my brother mentioned some time ago, the Nigeria journalism and press are not doing justice to the Nigeria populace at all. So I'll leave it like that. So there has to be a transparency, and we need to know what is happening. The Nigeria populace deserve the right, and they have the right to know what is happening and where our chief of army is going and what illness is suffering from. Again, I wish him all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. My people, you heard him. When you are using our money, our taxpayers' money for your ailments, we should know. So you owe us the honors. You owe us that explanation. You are answerable to the people that you are using their money. They don't. In Nigeria, our civil servants, they believe that they are our master. But in the Western world is a different thing. You can't use my taxpayers' money and expect me to be aloof about what is going on. I need to know why you are using my money. I need to know how long. I need to know the ailment. So but in Nigeria, there's no disclosure of all these things. It's so painful, and that brings us to the INEC select president, which you guys have the tipping. Also, every 2-3 weeks, you recharge a battery. Nobody knows about it. We just know that he's out of the country, but he's using our taxpayers' money. Everything. So I don't know how we're going to change our mindset. It's very wrong. Our mindset is wrong. So taking us to the other one, I want to move on, sir. Let me play my video I did this week. Was it this week? In my end, anywhere. I was very angry with Miss Remi Tinubu. I have asked to digress a little. Please forgive me. This is Nigeria we're talking about. Let's just go through quickly. You know that a video now, Mr. Ugbe, and talk if you agree with me or not. I know that many people do agree, but let me put the video on the floor.
Now, your husband is dead now. True word, back door. You know your husband rigged the election too.
So I'm talking about the president of Nigeria. Remi's husband.
I'm not really there for because when you rig election to come in, you are not my true president. You feel if you like, cut your truth. You are not my true president. So they call you president through back door. You stole that mandate. Okay, with all the stress of buying the judges, buying Nigeria, buying this, buying that, all the buyables you did. At the end of the day, your husband came in, not being able to do anything other than steal, accrue, siphon, waiting else. And you stand there, Remi, to tell Nigerians that your husband is not the cause of their problem, to even make it worse. That the youth, there's no food for lazy man. Una to see us finish. Una to see us. Una not say not. We don't fit do anything. We don't fit pull any weight. Una to see us. What do zopiagi? What dinyaji? Una to see us finish. Let me ask you: who grabbed our mandate? Who stole it? Who ran with it? Who snatched it? Who destroyed the ballot boxes? Was it not your husband? He came in through the back door. Hey, his policies since he entered, anti-people policies. That is the policy of Tinubu, anti-people. Anything that will not benefit the masses, but that will benefit only you and your family and his cohorts. Your husband, right? Who devalued our currency? Who made our currency to float like, say, life not there again? Just a float like leaf way there on top of water. Who? Your husband. Abi? Who removed fuel subsidy from day one? When he said, I will hit the ground running. What did he run with? Is it not fuel subsidy? He removed fuel subsidy. Who is aiding corruption in Nigeria right now? Don't you know that corruption brings hardship? You don't know? Now me go tell you. You want to expose? Now me go tell you. Corruption brings hardship. It breeds hardship. It brings hardship. Corruption may be the father and mother of hardship. Because whatever they procreate is corruption, is more hardship. Who made promises that has never been fulfilled? Tinubu. Tinubu has not been able to fulfill his promises. Who betrayed the NLC? Who? Tinubu. Tinubu said, they should not increase the minimum wage. That if they don't increase the minimum wage, fuel subsidy, he too will stop the rate there. Immediately, the NLC agreed not to increase the minimum wage to 250,000 or whatever. Because when they told your husband they were going to increase the fuel rate, the minimum wage to 250k a month, your husband was against it. Your husband said if they do that, he's going to increase the pump price. And then the NSC now.
So for time, because of time constraints, Mr. Ogba, I think it's your turn now to come on the floor, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you agree with me?
You say
Remi Tinubu is heartless.
there are two things I really want to combine here. Sorry, I'm taking you back a little bit, but I will be as fast as I can. The chief of army staff, his name is Tawid Lagbaja.
Lagbaja is his name. Sorry, sir. I forgot to mention his name. Mr. Lagbaja, I wish you well.
His name is Tawid Lagbaja. I want to let our viewers understand how the configuration. Chief of army staff, that's Tawid Lagbaja. Then we have another individual that is the chief of defense staff. It's good that we understand so that next time we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. What happened is that head of every security apparatus in Nigeria, you have the head of Navy, you have the head of Army, you have the head of police, IG. So Tawid Lagbaja is the head of Army.
He's the highest.
Head of Army. But when all these defense chiefs, when they sit together, then you have the chief of defense staff. So in that meeting, you only have heads of army, head of that. So the head of defense staff is Christopher Gwabin Musa.
Okay.
When Christopher Gwabin Musa came to Benin City and he was making those statements, I was wondering, why will a chief of defense staff come to Benin City over an election matter? So it should have been Tawid Lagbaja that should have been in Benin City on that time. And again, yeah, so, and I want to say quickly here that most of everything that we use in the house, in our houses, and they were all first discovered by the military. What is our military doing? What have they invented that now, after some time, you declassify them and allow people to be using it?
I don't see the effect.
So that's where we should. So for our own chief of army staff to leave Nigeria and go and take treatment abroad, that speaks volume about our military. Because that's an institution that gets a whole lot of money and they should be able to take care of their own. You remember in those days, they say military hospital. They're all well equipped.
Military base.
Thank you, military base hospital. So they are well equipped. So I wish him well. But the fact is that it's a shame on Nigeria that our chief of army staff is joining the bandwagon of politicians going abroad to go and seek treatment. It means something is not right with our country. Our country is sick. Then on the issue of Remi Tinubu, I spoke about leadership. Sometimes the way we talk, the way we view. You remember Senator Remi Tinubu when she confronted Smart Adeyemi at the Senate House, because there were Boko Haram that went to Smart Adeyemi. From Smart Adeyemi, for our viewers, he was the one that defeated Dino Milaye in Kogi State and became a senator.
I don't remember names.
Oh, okay. So Smart Adeyemi defeated Dino Milaye and became a senator. So when Boko Haram went to their constituency, Smart Adeyemi came to the Senate House and was crying. An adult was crying at the Senate House that something should be done about Boko Haram. Remi Tinubu said, is this man not APC again? Someone is crying that his people in his constituency, they are dying. Then we have another senator from Lagos State who was saying, is it not, this man not APC again? So Remi Tinubu is about political party. People like Oshomola, it's about political party.
It
doesn't matter what happens. It's not about political party. This is the same woman who never knew that she was going to be a first lady, who said Igbos will possess their possession in this Lagos. One day.
Forever.
So So that's the same woman. And when you talk about, the husband spoke so much about capacity. Let me make me, I have the capacity. I have the capacity.
Let the people
What?
breathe.
Yeah. So, but we're not seeing that capacity today. The capacity is not there. So, he's going down as one of the worst president that has ever ruled this country, Nigeria. And let me quickly tell our viewers one thing. Currency devaluation that he did. I'm not an economist, but I read the economics to a point. The reason why you should devalue your currency, there's nothing wrong with currency devaluation, is when you produce a lot.
Not consume a lot.
Yes. When you produce a lot, so you want Canada to be able to come to Nigeria and they will feel, we are buying this thing cheap. They come and buy. You want Cameroon to come and buy because your currency is weak. Your currency is weak and you are producing a lot. That is the reason why China decided to prevail on their currency. They don't want their currency to go up. Because if China's currency goes up, you and I will not be able to buy made in China pen. So it becomes expensive. And if it's expensive, people will look somewhere else. They will look for an alternative and buy. So when your currency, you weaken your currency because you produce a lot to export. But in the case of Nigeria, we are just a consumer nation. So if we are consuming and you are weakening your currency, what is it going to bring? It's going to bring inflation because there's going to be too much money in the system. Central bank will have to mop up that much money in the system by way of raising interest rate. That's one way they will choose to that they will control it. Then it creates poverty because we depends on things that comes into Nigeria. So we now pay a whole lot of money. If you were buying
because of inflation.
Exactly.
Exactly.
For example, rice. Because we import rice, we have not been able to produce enough rice. Even when we saw Buhari coming with the pyramid of rice, we never had rice. So way back in 2015, anyone can quote me wrong. A bag of rice was about between 10 and 13,000 naira. Today it's about 100,000 naira.
120, 110.
Okay, so, I mean every day.
Every day it just keeps hiking.
Yeah. So when you devalue your currency and you are not producing, that is what you get.
Exactly.
So Remi Tinubu, another area that I'm not so happy about this government.
When I pastor now, even if you're worried.
So do I.
She has no, she's zero empathy for.
There's an area that I will take our viewers' mind to. You see, when you are in power, you don't begin to immortalize your name. Let history judge you. We saw this woman's statue being unveiled. Exactly. So they have, you see, these are how you begin to recognize dictators. They have their statue being here and there, and on and on.
And they are still sitting.
I understand that one of our viewers don't want to make an example from here. When you look at Rosa Parks, we all know the history of Rosa Parks in this part of the world.
Is it not the slave?
Yes, that slave lady who refused to get up when she was on the bus and said, I will not get up for a white man. Yes. Rosa Parks.
Yes.
Exactly. So Rosa Parks, we now almost every city in America that you go to, you see Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks Boulevard, Rosa Parks that, Rosa Parks this. That was not done when she was alive.
No.
We see Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. That airport was never named when Nnamdi Azikiwe was alive. Yes, in our Benin city, we have though Benin, we are who we are. So we refuse to really agree that Murtala Mohammed Way, which is 30 secular, we still call it 30 secular anyway. That road was not named Murtala Mohammed Way until Murtala Mohammed was assassinated. So I don't understand the nexus between statue and making your name, putting your name everywhere between Remi Tinubu and the husband.
your husband.
And meanwhile, look at the policies, like you said, anti-people's policy. Subsidy is gone without any thought.
No pushing. Nothing to pushing.
Subsidy is gone. And my brother also mentioned this media. And you see media coming to say, oh, CNG here. I mean, how long can we keep listening to these lies? And I want to give you thanks, my dear sister, for coming up with this kind of media, because these are the only, social media is the only place these days where you get the real
We are
truth.
not being paid, so we don't have borders.
So yeah, so when you look at it from the other angle, the main street media, I don't understand what is going on these days.
They peak.
So there's obsession
Yes.
of Tinubu and the wife
Yes.
over immortalizing their name. So that's what is going on now. They are not
Why
really
they
interested
remain
in.
clueless on that scene?
Yeah. No,
Let's see.
Nigeria will know. Even if you give Tinubu another 20, 30 years, this is what Nigeria is going to be like.
Even
this.
if he sits there for 100 years.
No,
cluelessness starts from day one. In fact, we knew he was clueless during the campaign. Did he campaign? Just like Monday now. So the only recipe, the only prerequisite that you need to be a leader in APC reign right now is not to know anything, to be a clueless person, to just hop from one propaganda to the other. Then at the end of the day, INEC will select you. That's the only prerequisite that you need. You don't need to struggle too much. Don't speak to the people. Don't tell them what you have to do. Don't even print out any line manifesto. Just be APC and be clueless. Then you are up for the game. Where's my brother? Thank you for my viewers. Thank you. I'm seeing likes here, but they are not enough. Can you press that like button for me? Thank you so much. Thank you. Subscribe when Wario Boyo. I have one last question for Mr. Agbedio before we just talk about and wrap it up. Mr. Agbedio, are you there? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, so my question is now coming back down to our home again, though we just digressed a little because we need to talk about Nigeria too. We are inside Nigeria. Those states, Mr. Igodalo, another campaign. Or where he has so much faith. He believes in Tinubu because Tinubu is a Democrat. It went on and on. He's a Democrat. He believes in that. Where Tinubu snatch it, hit it, burn it, run with it, and yet he's a Democrat now. Okay, let's see, maybe a few here. So now Tinubu has shown him, Pepe, that he's not a Democrat. He's actually anti-Democrat. He doesn't believe in the rule of law. He's a manipulator. So everything has shown now. He has moved on now to tell us where I have faith in the judiciary. I don't know why I feel different. Please, guys, my viewers, why is this statement not sitting well with me, sir? That he believes in judiciary.
It is very simple. Wesley, I have critiqued some of those questions in the past, not because you're asking it now. Mm-hmm. But I must tell you one thing though. Someone like Barrister Dr. Aswarime Ighodalo. Mm-hmm. These are different set of beings. These are different set of creatures. This is cerebral lawyer and acclaimed, well accomplished internationally and nationally, recognized. Mm-hmm. So people like this, when they speak about democracy, they speak about the law, and they speak very rationally. And you would not expect someone like Aswarime to go out there and be a bulldog. Now, the people that will speak the common rascality language to be a linebacker and a bulldog for Omari Nasweye are people like me and my likes, who are on the field, who are his added supporter. So, what do I mean by that? When you have somebody who has practiced law and live by democracy and the rule of law in the jurisdictions of the country as Asorime has for however many years, for more than 40 years or so, that he has practiced law. So you don't expect him, because of one singular act, to now change to say, well, everything I have believed in for the last 40 years is not and void. And it is only people who does not have stake, it is only people that speak radically that will say something like that. Now, he still has to believe, because that is his bread and butter. And remember, though, he also said in the same bread lately, and during the questionary period, where what if the law at the end of the day doesn't go the way you want it? And he said, I will take it like that because I'm a man that believes in the law, in the jurisprudences of the law. And that's what I have done for almost 40 years. I cannot now say where the law is not fair and that the law does not take its turn. So, but who are his foot soldier, who so much, who are his other supporter, I can say, listen, Tinubu is not a true Democrat, because we have seen the antecedents of Tinubu, and that is the fact. Tinubu is not a Democrat. I've said to people, when people begin to speak, I say, you are being naive. Let's look at Tinubu record. Let's look at his antecedent. Is this man really a true Democrat? But I do believe one thing. I want to say that I dare differ with you, my dear sister, that I believe that this time it will be different. I believe that I believe that as for him, justice will be served, because I was in Benin. I was in Ground Zero. So the evidence is so overwhelming that it will be so difficult for the tribunal and the people sitting on that tribunal and judges to look the opposite way, because the evidence is so clear. Because how do you, for instance, the polling unit in Megayim, the registered voter were about 300, right? But the accredited voter who came to vote, now accredited was about 99, right? And they were all accounted for. It was only one vote. Nobody told me. I was there live, and I think I posted it. I streamed it.
We saw you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was there live when there was only one vote for PDP, and for APC, and who was that one vote? It was their party agent. It was their party agent that was that only one vote, and then PDP was 78, and then what do you call this guy? What do you call this guy? Yes. Obi party was Labour was 5 votes. So this is something that I witnessed. I was a live witness, and I even helped count. I was marking the paper Namagi used before to the West one. I was and I saw what I saw. My brother was I saw money being given out. There was APC. The money that was in Edo State, in Benin City, between Friday and Saturday, it was like water. It was like sand on the ground. So, and that guy was giving out money for people to vote, but yet they vote against him. It was the only one vote that was there at APC in that camp. So, and then you now go to when the INEC man, who is a colleague to the FCT minister, finally announced his result, you now see that there are places where accredited voter was maybe 100, and then you now have those same places APC account for 300 votes. How is that even possible? Yes. How is that even possible? So now I'll tell you what happened. As someone that was very involved, I'll tell you what happened. As someone that was very involved, who have met Aswelome one-to-one, face-to-face, interact with him, I was very involved in his campaign, as so many as a lot of people know.
We know Labour in vain.
So now the thing that happened was this: why Aswe and the PDP were campaigning, telling the people what he wants to do, showing his manifesto, prosperity, path to a prosperity, a greater tomorrow, to make Edo State a sub-sovereign nation within a sovereign nation. What were APC doing? APC were taking out a rig. So it was contrast. These two parties were contrast. It was totally opposite what was happening. PDP were campaigning. They were looking for strategy, how to win the people, what to tell the people, what they're going to do. And APC was like, okay, Maya rig, how do we rig it? What do we do? And that came to manifestation. It came to actualization that night because we were watching it in Benin, between the hours of 12 and 3, and then at about 2 o'clock a.m., they shut the RF, they shut it down. When they now saw that PDP was leading, it was so high, and then they shut it down. And that's when Obaseki now get up and then went to Anika. And that's when Aswell left Asia and come to Benin to say what is going on here. So this was all playing loud. I saw it live, was playing out. Now, my sister, yes, Aswell man does have a duty as a man that has represented the law, as a man that has defended the law, as a man that has dreamed and eat and dine with the law, to say, I still believe in the judiciary system. So it is people that we now, who are like me, will now come out and say, we're turning, that's okay. But you know what? This is my belief. We need to be a bulldog and speak the street language as it is, to say, listen, while we still have some conscious belief that the law will take its course, but we are still, so at some point, we are still in disbelief to say, maybe no. But at the same time, I don't blame him for standing his ground. I don't blame him for believing in what he believes in. But I dare say that if someone like him cannot come out and say, well, I don't believe in the law and I don't believe in the jurisprudence that it will happen, that the law will take its course. And I think he will still say, yeah, Tinubu is still a Democrat, because that's the language that he ought to speak. Remember now, there's a contrast between the people that you have in PDP and the people that you have in APC.
I think the world is seeing for themselves now.
So I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful because the evidence is overwhelming, and it will be too difficult to look at the other way. So Oshomole came there through the Lord, through the court, through the tribunal. But when they asked him that, he said that's a stupid question. You cannot be asking that, because he doesn't want to tie himself down. He doesn't want to nail himself. So you know that. So I'm very hopeful, my sister. I'm very hopeful.
Any thoughts from you, Mr. Ube?
Oh yes, I have
to be corrected. Yeah, because
I have listened to my brother. I listened to my brother very well, and there are some few areas where I disagree with him. But however, you see, in Nigeria, let us all remember that we are in Nigeria. But there's an area where I really agree with him. He spoke about evidence, overwhelming evidence. I took that from him. We have to also understand that in our law, our electoral jurisprudence is quite different from the law itself. Like in Nigeria, we have the common law, we have Sharia law, and all this other type of law. But that of our electoral jurisprudence is heavily monetized. So you and I saw on the TV when Senator Bukachua, when he told us that he uses his wife, Justice Bukachua, to influence the judgment or the outcome of electoral matters. That's in Nigeria. We're not talking about 80 years ago. We're talking about this when was that? About a year and a half or thereabout. Someone came out to say, my wife, who's in the judiciary. That brings me, it would be difficult for Aswin Godalo. Aswin Godalo is like somebody who was a teacher. He will come and tell you, oh, no, I don't believe in teaching anymore. That's not the way to impact knowledge. It's going to be difficult. But however, let us understand that our electoral jurisprudence is quite different. Our judges have done well in some other areas, though statistics is saying now that our judiciary is the most corrupt state apparatus in Nigeria. Worse than the police. That tells you that judgments are bought. Remember last week, I spoke about some 3 justices here. You remember I spoke about James Omotosho?
Yeah, the one that
exactly.
the default judgment.
So these are the people that, like the likes of Shaibu and all that, these are the people they rely on. So, let us question one thing. How do we appoint our judges? Who are our judges? Because I understand one cannot come out and tell us today, oh, I don't believe in the judiciary anymore. Of course not. And the good news is that he has a second address. He has the law firm. So the question
is just in the corridors of power waiting to collect.
Exactly. So our viewers, I want to tell our viewers that because we have plethora of evidence, that is why I think that this case is different. Because it is going to be extremely difficult for you to say these things didn't happen. Remember, there are some areas that they find that I have not wanted to. I don't want to talk about it for now because if I'm not hearing it in other media, I'm not going to say anything. So maybe they are keeping it quiet. So maybe by the time their lawyers begin to look at it, but I'm very, very optimistic that this election.
Areas they can't talk about until.
Yeah. So you
agree? So you agree with me, brother?
Because you know what? It's not as if I don't understand what you guys are saying.
So when because
Zebediah were on my before Zebediah were on my before.
When you look at our when you look at our electoral law, like my brother here, you were in ground zero.
The law.
Yes, you were in ground zero. You know, last week I mentioned something. I said APC wanted to test their popularity. Because if they, from the beginning, the get-go, they understand that they will lose this election, INEC would have told us that IREV is not working. And we will not have enough evidence. So look at our electoral laws. Our electoral law says that collation is done at the unit level, polling unit level. That's where collation is done. From EC8A, my brother is here, he witnessed it. That's where from EC8A is generated. That's the first set of results. Everyone signs. You upload it into the Beavers. I'm sorry, not Beavers. You upload it into IREV.
IREV.
So this collation goes back to, it goes to the, from the unit level, it goes to the ward level. From the ward level, it goes to the state. But unfortunately, there was all those areas where you have a whole lot of electoral malfeasance. The collation, they were all done not at the unit level, not at the ward level. It went straight to the local, the state. That's against, that's against the electoral law. That's not how it is in our electoral jurisprudence. Then also, I spoke about overvoting. What the electoral law says that.
Can I just hold that thought? I just want to interject. Okay, you said that's what is in the electoral law. Manima Bena. Look, when they were not asking INEC the other time in court, where this is what was laid down, this is what you said you will do. Then at the end of the day, INEC said, yes, this is what was laid down, but we now have the right to collate the way we want to collate. I'm talking about Obi's presidential petition. So even if the laws were stipulated, they said they have the right to do what they want to do at the end of the day.
Fine. You see, that is the reason. Let me quickly say this. There's a reason why the electoral law says that you cannot use incident form anymore. Because we saw the cases of incident form where you have you have 100 voters registered in primary school A. Then at the when you have accredited
80 voters, 6,000.
Yes. So they removed the issue from ECA, no more from EC8A. Sorry, not from EC8A. No more incident form. So I can yield the floor to my brother so he can take it because he wanted to say something.
Mr. Ima.
Yes, my sister. I was gonna say that when you said what the INEC says about during obese time, and I think that's what. And no, it's okay. It's a point of reference. We have not seen Ayaziri. And so you're right. You're right to make that reference. But I was only going to say that was what my brother was alluded to when he said that INEC has been infused, so monitorized by certain element in our society that they look the other way. That is exactly what happened at that. But I must also say that while I am cognizant of the trajectory and the bad apples and all the bad rulings of INEC and the coalition with the police, especially vis-a-vis this very case of Edo State, I am also very cautiously hopeful. I don't want to say optimistic because optimistic will be overboard and overreach, but I would say that I'm cautiously hopeful that justice, that the Edo people will get their mandate returned to them. Not so much so that a point will come when we will cry, but I'm hoping that at the end of the day, there will be joy, and those people will rejoice to say our mandate was truly given back to us because of the evidence that are bound of this. But at the same time, all other avenues must also be looked at as well. For those who believe in the higher power, go ahead and do that. What you pleases and what you think you can do. But at the same time, for someone like Aswen and his believer who believe that the jurisprudence will take its course as it ought to, we also believe that. But I'm very, very cautious and hopeful that justice will come to pass. Because there's just no way with all of this, unless, of course, they just want to say, well, we're not going to look at the evidence anymore. Then let's just come out to say, we're not looking at the evidence anymore. Forget about it. Who has won has won. But but that's a danger. You know why it's a danger? Because I fear what would happen in 2027. Because Nigeria is gradually merging into a one-state party, and which is a danger to this nation. And again, I wanted to speak earlier about the issue of Tinubu status and Tinubu status. While all this is happening, it's very clear. Tinubu wants to make himself a field marshal. And this is a man that I call, in my own word, we are looking at a democracy being demolished every day in Nigeria. And we are looking at a Democrat in a dictatorship attire. That's what we have in Nigeria. We don't have a true democracy, but let's hope that Edo State, there will be a difference, because if there is a light in Edo State, that light will transcend to what happened in every other state in Nigeria. But if the light in Edo State, which is now a little bit dim, if it becomes dark, then Nigeria is in trouble. So Edo State is a testing test. It's a testing to whatever happened here onward in Nigeria. And we are hoping that the light will become brighter and then it will shine throughout Nigeria.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. My audience, I hope you guys are enjoying all these lectures. Me too. I again away well, because my history teacher is there, my politician, all my political science students, they are all here. So I can see them. Why say, can you type as well for me to just give me hope, give me some kind of liver? Type as well all the way. Mr. Ogbe, last question for you. I have this on the board to show you. You have to read it and answer. It's a sweet one. Okay, go on. 1, 2, go.
Because I'm using my phone today, I could barely.
Oh, you can see. Okay, let me read it for you. Aware. Share we know they hear Ohiomba since 3 weeks. We know they hear Ohiomba since 3 weeks now. We go remember Obaseki just the way we remember late Professor Ambrose Aliti date. Away for 3 weeks now, we never hear Ohiomba. La they will not see another hoi wakamane because he many more body him and
Okay. Yeah, you know, I call it a cliche. It's a cliche that they've been using because it's a way to spread propaganda.
yeah.
This particular question, thank you, Mr. Clarence Bells, or something like that.
Okay, begging yeah.
Yeah,
I went for 3 weeks now, Mama. I will be why is so no Clarence? You are more here. Where did you come?
Yeah, so I want to thank you for that question. That brought me to one question that I have asked in some fora. I said, when people are saying Obiomba in Benin, Obiomba, you and I, we know what it is. Like my brother just said something now. In the case of Afro Igudalo is about like so everybody have seen it that they stole this election. That's fine. When on the case of Obiomba, because for now, within this short period of time, they feel that they have achieved their purpose. But the question I want to ask is this. Do you know, it was last week, the case of Professor Greg Akenzua. Yes,
I see.
The Duke of Benin Kingdom. He came back in court and it was postponed. So our viewers, please listen carefully.
Tagging Obaseki to that.
Listen carefully. What happened in this case is that the Duke, there were two of them, Professor Gregory Akenzua, the Nogie of Wobanosa. He went to court that he wants Obaseki, our governor, to pay him his money directly. And Obaseki said no. The way it is that this money is paid to Benin Traditional Council. So Benin Traditional Council is in charge of disbursing this.
Okay.
So Obaseki says, I want to maintain the status quo. This is how it has always been done. But these two Duke came out and said, no, we want you to give us our money.
Because they've been denied.
Yeah, so it's like, for example, now we are here in Canada. I will use that example. Let us assume that we are working for our bosses, and Revenue Canada will say, okay, your GST will be given to you through your place of work, and your place of work is not giving you GST. Then you go back and say, hey, Revenue Canada, can you give me my money directly? So if they don't do that, you say, okay, I want to file a lawsuit. I will join my company and Revenue Canada together and say, hey, the two of you find a way to give my money directly. That's exactly what happened. So Obaseki was a defendant in that case. In few days or few weeks, Obaseki will be out. So now that case is going to be adjudicated. Supposing our court, of course, we know the power of our if we know his power, definitely he's going to prevail over that case. And the status quo, like Obaseki is saying, is going to be maintained. So if they maintain the status quo, what are they going to call Lokyo at that time for taking the same position like Obaseki? Yes. Because I don't see any court in Benin City that will say, no, we don't want to maintain the status quo. And say, oh, the state government should be paying the Duke separately and pay Benin Traditional Council separately. That's never happened. So if the court maintains status quo, is Mondokpebolo going to be the new Obiomba that Obaseki was tagged along with? That's the
Left for my viewers to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Obiomba.
So
for 3 weeks now, so that's why Clarence brought the topic. I don't know, Clarence, is it you or somebody else? But I saw it with you. You said for 3 weeks nobody has mentioned Obiomba cliche. So again, election campaign. So it was a pure propaganda. To me, this. Their belly, na be the Obiomba. Belly, anywhere belly face, na be the Obiomba. So my people, the last statement I have for the floor, anyone can take that. I get really irritated when I hear, we did it as a referendum to show Obaseki that is an member of Benin. That's why we voted APC. That's why APC won. I don't want to hear that again. It is a lie. It is a blatant lie from the pit of hell. APC did not win any election. Edo, the numbers that came out from Edo voted massively for PDP, which is very obvious. I am against that statement, sir. That some Edo people keep saying, especially some key people in the key position, or they put themselves in the key position, keep saying we APC won to tell Obaseki that he's the enemy of the land. That's where really didn't do anything, but he rode on Obaseki's back, so that's why we punished him by not voting for him. It's not true, sir.
I look at this in a multifaceted way. For me, I swear, Dr. Aswe Godaro is a victim, but I say that very cautiously and very methodically. The reason I say that is this. I said to somebody the other day, I said, I'll use myself as an example. I'm a Benin man, very traditional. We're brought up in a Benin home to be able to be answerable to my father and my mother, especially when they agree to greet them that morning salutation. And then one morning, I just get up in my rascality, and my father is at the door. I didn't greet my father. I just go by. I didn't say life easy. And I went by my mother. I didn't say life easy. And I just keep going on the street. I'm going to work or I'm going to school, whatever the case may be. Just before I step on the bus, tuke, then somebody stole my computer from me and ran away. And then I'm saying, bus driver, conductor, please, somebody just stole my computer. My laptop is running away. And then my friend will say to me, no, it is because you didn't greet your father in the morning. It is because you didn't greet your mother in the morning. That is why somebody stole your computer around the way. That is not the issue. First of all, somebody stole my laptop. Let's help catch that thief first. And then if I have issue with my father, I can come back home when I come back in the evening and deal with my father and my mother. So that's why I see this case here. So there is no bearing, there is no rationale whatsoever. There is no basis to say, well, because Obaseki, because people feel that it's a bad person, because people feel that he did not give them what he's supposed to, what they think they are entitled to, that he didn't give to them. So therefore, that is why he lost. Aswarime lost the election, and I want to agree with you, my sister. Aswarime did not lost the election. The people did not revolt against Aswarime. As a matter of fact, the people come out massively for Aswarime. So therefore, when you are talking about whether or not this is a referendum on Obaseki, no. It is a referendum on their stomach infrastructure, their selfish interest. That is what is happening here. So I dare say, and I stand bold to say, that Aswen won that election overwhelmingly. It has nothing to do with whatever may have gone on with what Obaseki did as a governor to say, I must stand the state funding must be used for what the state is supposed to, is entitled for. So I disagree with that, and I want to say for the record that they did not vote against Obaseki. The people did not vote against him. They did not vote against Aswarime. Aswarime won. The election was stolen from Aswarime. So that notion, that narrative has no bearing.
Okay.
So as an addendum to that, see, it's not for me. There are so many statements. I don't want to give people credit, irrespective of the person's status. Like I said, our political parties have failed in leadership recruitment process. Who's the one individual that is trying to spread that narrative? Senator Orohide. I know him.
The narrative is flying around, sir. When Ruda ne na swena lelo baseki osi no man win.
No, I
That's
know.
the flying around.
Oh, yeah, Senator Roy.
It irritates my soul.
Yeah, the one trying to champion all that. What he spent 8 years already in the Senate. What has he done? If you come close to his house on NTT, right there, some street lights, which is like less than 50,000 for one across the NTT. That's all that he did. So anyway, he used NDDC to tar the roads around NTT and all the areas, some back roads in Santana Market. That's all that he did for 8 years. So let me tell you the reason why these people are spreading this false narrative. You see, Oroide was paying that his boy, Neda Imaswin, is now the senator of Edo South because of the wave of Obi Dati movement.
Oh,
yeah, he's
Obi wave.
Yeah, the man that carried his bag, Neda Imaswin, is now the senator in Edo South. So, so when you look at all these people around APC, all of them, they are there for something.
Bele.
Senator Orohide is hoping that with Okpebolo coming to power, they will be able to concord abracadabra so that next time becomes a senator.
Okay. So everybody is planning for their own belly.
Exactly. So when you look at Obosede Binadion coming to join that campaign with the hope that when Monday Okpebolo wins, then he will go and vie for Ovia Southeast House of
Senate.
House of Rep. She wants to replace Tenko.
For example, when I hear someone like Oroide saying all this, I understand that he's a senator of the Federal Republic, but guess what? These are people who are not supposed to be in power in a sane society. These are people who cannot speak truth to power. They cannot speak truth to power. So when these people begin to speak, I don't even want people to give them credit. These are people who are hungry. I mean, I know when I say I know Senator already, he lives very close to me. Before he became a senator, he had that one small house there. Nepa Road. And the Then later he started buying all the houses.
Okay.
The senator. So before he so this man wants to go back there. It's like more or less like unfinished business. But he has forgotten one thing. That is why I said Olumide Akpata was never in this race to win it.
It was never serious.
Daisy Ehanire, Senator, the other senator, Hige Uzamiri. These are senators in Edo State. South. We don't, Edo State generally. We don't allow our senators. Look at Francis Alimi Kena. Look at Senator.
Effect?
No, wait. There's a point I'm trying to bring out from here. Look at Senator Clifford Odia from Edo South, Edo Central. The reason why Okpebolo won was that it was a revolt vote against Odia because they don't want him to do a third term in office. Alimi Kena from Edo North was Oshomole came in and displaced him. So in Edo State, we have never had any senator going in for a third term. People like Senator Rohide, who is now crying foul, crying wolf where there's no wolf.
Every day, a mountain out of the mole.
Exactly. So if you look at today now, Senator Neda Imaswin is more or less like extremely too docile.
Nobody.
Yeah, too docile. Just there like that because his boss, they are warming up. They want to come and take over the seat. So all these people that are in APC that are spreading all these Obion bodies and that, yes, wear my belly face. That's So all these Ogiomba is a referendum. Who's saying it's a referendum?
Always have a referendum against another.
There's a referendum. You went to INEC office. You don't want evidence.
You want to not let the thing be free and fair. I don't want a referendum.
A candidate in an election, you are not allowing him to stay there while counting or collation is being done. So you say it's a referendum.
It's a referendum against him. It's really painful though. So
already at his age, he would have understood how there was a referendum in 1963 that gave birth to Midwestern region in Nigeria. Not this kind of OPC referendum.
Okay. Well, I say, my guest, say. Thank you so much, Mr. Ube. Today we've learned a lot. Every time we keep learning, please do not forget to subscribe and share. Because we don't have borders here. So it's truth without borders. Because we're not bound by anything. They don't pay us, so our mouth is wide enough to say the truth and point it where it is. I hope you guys all understand my speakers. They've come today to give us the only truth and nothing but the truth. Let's say Comrade Ogbe. Comrade Agbe Dion. Thank you so much. So we've come to the end of this show. I don't want to take you through 2 hours. I still want to keep some for next week. So we'll come by your way again soonest. Let's say Mr. Ugbe. If you have any word to tell them at the end of the show now, quickly, in 1 second, sir, before we go on with the other assignment that we have.
Yeah, thank you, viewers. I really appreciate all of you coming over to listen to us. And my dear sister, there's another thing that I would have loved you to do a program on POS in Nigeria. I know.
Okay, then you tell me.
I will be very interested in that. I will be very. I just came. I will be very interested in that. The
POS, right? POS.
POS.
This week in the
Okay. So I would like to do a program on that.
You guys should come and hear. Because we're already into 1 hour 46 minutes. And I don't like to stretch it too much because other people, they have things to do. Keep that thought. Keep it. At the end of your, near your pillow. Keep it.
Thank you.
So Ima said you will come. We'll talk after the show.
All right.
Let's take a But Ima, you want to say bye to our viewers?
It was a pleasure. I thank you, madam, for inviting me to be on your platform once again. I want to congratulate you. You're doing a marvelous job. Thank you. Please keep up the ball rolling and let's keep the heat to their ass. So we will not let up until the mandate is returned to the rightful owner. And I want to thank our viewers for being here. Thank you, Madam Uwesika, about my regards.
Thank you, Wesley. My comrades, I'll see you soon. So my people, see, like we always say, this is a channel for the truth without borders. That is the name. I already have my name as a Dope Pride TV, so I really can't change it now. But if I do want to change it, this is truth without borders. I'm not being paid, so we will continue to speak the truth. Please don't be intimidated. Only metamu wa de begin ate mini ata ebe de gomwe. Pama ebe seti we no mwege ba ebe de gomwe. Ebe de gomwe. Wa ya no re mana di mana eti please. I really appreciate your time, your love, and everything that you have for me. You guys have been attentive. I'm also learning from you. You are learning from us. I mean, no info, but truth without borders. So stick with me. Stick with this Dope Pride TV. Stick with my show. Stick with it. Share this video. It's going to be of good to so many people. No matter. Don't let lies trump the truth. The ball is on your court now. Do not let lies trump truth. If you hear them say it's a referendum, voting Monday, it's a lie. Monday never won that election. I can, if fact, with the last fiber of my being, I will stand to speak against it. It is the lie from the pit of hell. Monday didn't win any election. So when you are ready, tie your where they use it to pay Obaseki. Obaseki did not lose. So before you go, can you type Obaseki as one? Obaseki did not lose anything. No, he has a second address. Even if you worry, Obaseki did not lose one thing. He came and gave us his all. Look at right now. Now there's chaos. Monday maybe okay, resume here. Instead of him to learn what is on ground, he's using propaganda and doing all that kind of electioneering moves. I will invite EFCC, I will do this, I will do that. Let me not stretch this topic too long. Obaseki did not lose. So Obaseki has a second address. Even this aspect that we're talking about has a second address. They are all busy men, businessmen. Not lose. Oh, dope people not cheat. Our cheating makakapo because we no can see my because they put a Dundee Nigeria Limited at the head of affairs. So Oga logo at the helm of affairs there. So Oni Magwalo. So you people should keep praying. Let's keep saying the truth. Let's keep pushing back all kinds of propaganda. We want this election free and fair. As we won. So I want to say thank you to everyone. But even Katie knew why Sonny Demi. The husband of the good people. Henry, Clarence, my brother from another mother. Even if I'm anything. But even I be you see. Friday family. Irene, my finest. Clarence Bells, it can't anywhere. Joya Semota, Ima Audio, Una do well. I go come soon. They do short videos sometimes during the week because these guys that I bring here are always busy during the week. So I do short videos and I just post it, like the ones I was playing just now. Please go on my channel, watch and share. I love when you share my program because it makes it, more visible to others. They only are fed with lies. So let them start hearing us. We are countering the lies of APC, the lies of the propagandists. So Wahala will go share. Do something with your life too. Always stand for the truth. Do not back down because you are being intimidated or harassed. Don't be pushed back. So every day. I will come by your way soonest. During the week you see me. I always say thank you so much. I'm going to say bye-bye to you. Let me play you one song before we leave. Finally. Wow, where's Siri, baby? You just staying with me makes me happy. Thank you so much.
You either love it or lose it forever.
I will see.
Nigerians now never. You either love it and leave it for good. Freedom is now never.
Non-stop.
We either win it or lose it forever. Freedom is now never. We either win it and leave it for good. Let me say that.
I like when we go.
Jai Rama.